Oh, what it do, good people. You know what it is, man. This is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, man. And yeah, this is definitely the Imperfect Fathers podcast. Yo, Swiss, say what up to the good people, man.
What up, good people? Listen, it's Swizzle. I'm his. I know. I'm, I'm sophisticated today. I'm sophisticated today. Okay, it's your boy Swiss Mahogany. Okay, singer songwriter, owner of Kenny Cocktails. The list goes on, but above all, I'm just blessed and happy to be here with my brothers. Hey, alley oop to my brother. Hey, KB, you ready?
I'm coming right here with it. Just you feel me? It's your boy KB with It's Now or Never Entertainment. Writers, I wish I could sing, but I can't. Producer extraordinaire, content creator. You feel me? Anything that has to do with production, you find me. All the way from here, from Cincinnati, Ohio. Man, we back here with the fathers to do another episode. You dig?
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Let me wait. It's kind of in the. I give up. Go ahead, Troy.
I couldn't play ball to save my life, so I had to drop the pass anyway. But yo, it's your man TR Trouble. What up, good people? Back with another episode for the Imperfect Fathers podcast. So for those of y'all who don't know me, TR Trouble, half owner of Two Husbands Delivery and Trucking, president of Trigger Shots Photography, professional shit talker, professional cigar smoker, professional spirits drinker, professional husband, and most importantly, a professional imperfect father. So with that being said, we're going to pass it over to my man, Doc. This one is easy because he's right above me. Right above me.
Yo, listen, man. Yo, for our viewers out there and our listeners who cannot see us, that's going to listen to us on this podcast, that's on Apple and Spotify and all that good jazz. They was making basketball references because we're passing the ball around on the screen, if that makes any sense to you. But if it doesn't, you don't know us, but doesn't care. Who cares? We about to send a prayer up, right, to the man that we call our Father. We are the imperfect fathers, but we have a Father who is perfect in all his ways.
Hold on.
Yeah, I had to get that last little sip in before you pray.
Go ahead.
Yo, I got these people sipping before the prayer. Yo, hold on. Somebody, I don't know who it is, but their microphone is rubbing against the.
Might be me. Hold on. Let me mute myself. Go ahead.
All right. There we go. Father, we thank you for another week. We thank you for another day, another hour, another second. God, we're grateful for life itself. Right now, we actually look over us as we go forth across these airwaves. God, help us right now that we may empower, enlighten, entertain, and as well as definitely encourage another father out there to be the best version of himself, God. Right now, we ask you to do these things because we know we do these things to have fun, but we're also doing for a purpose, God. We do them for a reason because we know there's somebody out there that can use it. So right now, Father, we actually look over us as we do your will and in your work in our special way. In Jesus' name, we do pray. Amen. And it's definitely not Troy, whoever that is. It's got to be somebody else. Swiss, that you? I don't know.
It definitely stopped.
Yeah, it stopped all of a sudden. Okay. So now listen, for the pace, we're gonna go to our new usual suspects, those guys over at Now and Never Entertainment. Listen, for all your music needs, whether it be hip hop, R&B, gospel, you name it. That guy right there, or KB over at Now and Never Entertainment, he can do it. But now listen, all you content creators, if you have any special needs or any kind of music you want put behind it, and you might not have it physically and it's in your brain, give him a shot. If you tell him what kind of music concept you got in your head, he'll bring it to life as a project. So listen, go over that guy over at Now and Never Entertainment, and he will help you. I'm telling you, I know him personally. he's sitting right next to me right here. But the truth is, not only do I know him personally, I also worked with him. Phenomenal musician. Listen, guys, and if you use the word imperfect, when you go shop with him, he'll give you 50% off on any beat in the beat store. 50% off on any beat in the beat store. So dig this. Shop smart, shop black, shop now and never. Entertainment for all your music needs. Now, another one of the paid sponsors of this beautiful, beautiful podcast, Cassie's Classic Designs. If you have any kind of needs to be pressed on a shirt, hat, cup, you name it, she does it. Cassie's Classic Designs. Oops, there you go. She does it all. Hats, cups, t-shirts, even
She does it on
drawers.
underwear too. Yeah. So if you kind of be forgetting what day it is, she'll put Monday on there for you. Keep you on track.
Listen, and if your husband's side chick doesn't know who he belongs to, press your name on that nigga's balls. Cass's Classic Designs can do it.
Yo, listen. If you were out there and Swiss is getting drunk on stage, this is beautiful.
Hold on, Swiss. I'm catching up.
Yo, listen.
Couldn't handle it.
For all your needs, man, wherever they are on your clothes, call Cassie's Classic Designs. Hit her up on Instagram at Cassie's_classic_design. And if you do not want to go that route and you want to get directly at her on her Gmail, it's easy. It's Cassie'sClassicDesign@gmail.com. Now listen, y'all thought it was over for my pay sponsors? We're growing. We're getting more money on these sides of the world. So dig this. We're growing the sponsors as well. Listen, Candy Cocktails is the way to go. Do y'all hear me? Listen, every last person on this stage had a response. Swiss is a little delayed because of the product we're talking about right now. As you see just now, we all said, ooh, and then Swiss came about 2 hours later, was like, ooh. It's because he's on a candy cocktail right now. Listen, candy cocktails are
he's breaking all kind of rules. Like he's getting high.
Never get high on your own supply.
Listen, y'all, if y'all want to enjoy a quality beverage, a quality product that's infused with those letters that we like to use, CBD or the other three, and Swiss says as easy as 1, 2, 3. You know what he's talking about. I heard this, Swiss. I played it back in my head. But if you're looking for that, yo, listen, Candy Cocktails is the way, man. Holla at that man, Swiss Mahogany. He will take care of you. How did I do, Niece? Did I do good?
Yeah, man. You did amazing. And I'm over here listening, like, yo, I should have gave him some. And I'm like, oh, he's doing a damn good job. When you speak from experience, it's just easy and breezy. Man, all I got to do is tell him where to find me. I'm Swiss Mahogany on all platforms. DMs, you can just slide in. They're empty, so, you're going to have no problem landing right up in there. Because as soon as I land, I hit you right back, get you on out of there, you be good, and then you have a smile on your face, too. So holla at your boy. I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, Candy Cocktails is the way to go for CBD or the other three. Yeah.
All right, man. Troy, tell them about the two your business, Two Fathers in the Truck. What's it called again?
Two husbands, delivery, and trucking, man. Listen, not that I got a husband, but not there's anything wrong with those of you out there who got husbands. Just, I got a wife. Two husbands, delivery, and trucking. Two husbands, delivery, and trucking. All your delivery and trucking needs, man. That's it. Get at me.
Man. Bills are paid.
Yo, listen, man. So now that our bills are paid, we've talked to our father, man. Let's get down to this content, man. Yo, Troy, what we talk about this week, man?
Hold on, I got a joke before we get started.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, you got to introduce. Listen, you got to introduce the content first, because you might just get kicked out to
Let
the
me
back.
refill my cup.
I got a joke before we get started.
All right, here we go.
What goes good on pizza, but not on pussy?
Goes
Cheese,
good
nigga.
on pizza, but
Cheese.
not on pussy.
Anchovies. No, he about to say something stupid.
Crust.
No. You see, yo, look at this. Look at his face. No, that ain't it.
We can't put him out. We can't. He got to introduce the content. That's why I told y'all, let him introduce it first before we.
All right.
And then we could throw him out, right? Damn.
No. Well,
on this one.
that's it. So listen,
we gotta rock. What is it? Chief?
listen. This is a hot topic. So tonight we're going to be talking about two things. First topic is this whole situation with Kirk Franklin and his son leaking the audio of basically Kirk Franklin being a real dad, cursing his ass out. Then we'll get into the last topic after that, but I want to jump into this because we kind of talked about it behind the scenes, and frankly, I have not listened to the audio yet. But the internet, the church, everybody out here, all the holy rollers, all the Bible thumpers, all the people are giving Kirk Franklin a hard time because he cursed his 33-year-old son out. But the reality is he's a real dad. And I know I'm the oldest on the show, and I've got grown kids. And I curse my kids out on a regular basis. When they do fucked up shit, I curse my kids out on a regular basis. And frankly, if I was Kirk Franklin and my son had, first of all, you violated one by recording it. So you violated me right there. Right? Two, you double violated by leaking it, by putting it out there. Me personally, I'd have had to steal one on that nigga. I would have straight had to steal one on you. And y'all know Kirk Franklin, he handicapped because he only like 4'11". So he probably would have had to get on a step stool to steal one on his son anyway. But I'm just saying, Kirk Franklin, get your little trampoline. And jump up off the trampoline and beat the brakes off of him. I'm talking about all gas, no brakes. But listen, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to y'all because I'm gonna come back and say more of my piece on it. Doc, what you think about that joint, man?
Yo, first off, I'm from the old school. So y'all know how I give it up. Like my mother has done worse to me. We're talking about said words. We're talking about talk, right? He said some words to him. In all actuality, he said some words to his son, right? And they happen to be profane. But at the end of the day, he said some words to him. My mother used to put her hands in me. You understand what I'm saying?
Not on you, in you.
Not on me, but in me. Y'all are bugging out here in these streets. All these holy rollers talking about like, yo, yeah, he's bugging. Man, listen, he said some words to not even a child. Let's not get this twisted. This is a grown-ass man we talking about in here. We ain't talking about a little baby boy, a teenager, an adolescent. Nah, this is a grown-ass man that's literally still thinking he is a child. Now, there's one side of me that's saying, like, yo, you know what? He need his ass whipped. Forget all that talking. He need his ass whipped. Yo, Troy, you know how I give it up. I'm with the smoke when it comes out, especially with family. I'm gonna whip that ass, and we're gonna deal with it later on. But it's sometimes you need your ass whipped. But on the other flip side of the screen, this young man needs help. Like, if you really in your mindset think or for 100% that your father really owes you anything, especially in the state of mind that you're in, you need help, man. He needs help. But I digress because we can go in about this. Yo, KB, what you thinking?
Because that's exactly what I'd have did before I stole one on him. I'd have sipped one, puffed one, and then stole on him.
It's so much to really unpack on this one. One, he baited his father, bro.
Yeah.
Literally baited his father into that conversation. And then recorded it.
Right.
It's so much violations. Like, bro, people get dealt with for way less. Listen, if Kirk Franklin would have put his whole foot up in that nigga's ass, I would have gave him a standing ovation.
Standing ovation,
I would have applauded this man. I'd have been like, "Hey, man, we need to start a GoFundMe for for the surgery to surgically remove the foot from this young man's ass, and then on top of that, for his bail." Like,
right.
It's nothing to say about this whole thing. Like, the dude violated in a major way. To play a bit of a devil advocate, doing my research before this, like, I realized that they've been going through some therapy and been going through some things, but he just sounds hella privileged to me. Like, it's a thing about giving your kids everything they want, and especially if you're coming from this poor community, like, you want your child to have everything that you didn't have. But what you don't realize is what you didn't have was what made you who you are. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you taking that away from them. I'm sorry.
But here's my question though.
Hold on. For a question, we gotta hear what Swiss got to say, because
my bad.
Yeah, we gotta hear what Swiss got to say, because this is about to. I know it's about to make me feel some kind of way. Let's go, Swiss. What you got for this one, bro? How do you feel about Kirk and his son?
I agree with you guys. I think that I honestly don't think whatever the case, whatever the reason was, fucking matters, right? The only thing that is wrong in this case is the son bringing that shit to the public, because whatever the dynamic was, the bumping of heads that they have, or the misunderstanding that they have that led to whatever, it ain't the first time. You know what I'm saying? They both were clearly aware of whatever point of views each other has and the other person has. And so the only thing was this little nigga bring that shit out in the internet and get spicy. That's spicy. Like, that's a different type of move. You know what I mean? And
it is
for that type of shit, like I have no disagreement, no qualms or whatever the word is with Kirk and how he moved, because I would have got Doc. Remember that episode when we was talking about, you were saying in life there's some things or you're not going to do that you would do had you not had children. That would probably be one of those moments, because I swear to everything in my life, I would have treated him like a stranger, like a grown man, and then had to realize, like, he is your son. You know what I'm saying? Because you just violated, bro. Like, you that was really petty. That was really disgusting. That was low. That was immature. That was, whatever y'all problems was, you could have handled that differently. You had to bring the world up.
That's how I feel. It's placenta on up. One time I was laying on my son's mom's belly when he was in the belly, and Jit kicked me. So I flicked the belly real quick. It's placenta on up. You understand me? You could get it.
Yo, for our viewers,
get it in the belly.
Yeah, listen, for our viewers who cannot, our listeners who cannot see us, he just saying placenta on up. So what he just saying is that in the belly of the mother, he is plucking the baby that kicked inside of the belly. Don't ask no questions if it's abuse. We're not answering this right now. And his kids are old enough, so the statute of limitation is up. So we are not even having a discussion.
So look, Doc, I wanna
do we have qualifications to get kicked backstage, or there's no qualification? It's just random. I felt like that nigga should have got kicked backstage.
So Doc, hold on, because Leona's been popping comments in. Yo, shout out to Leona Fowler. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, appreciate you. And we got Mo in the room too. What it do?
Listen, she said he apologized because
hold on. True. What I didn't tell y'all, also, we are going live on Clubhouse as well right now. So shout out to Radio Raheem right now. And shout out to Clarence.
I was about to text you about that.
Yes, indeed. We are definitely live right now. So go ahead, man. Keep going.
But listen, a father should never have to apologize. It was an intimate conversation or intimate argument, whatever it is, regardless of how many years they have had problems for. Parents and children have issues. Listen, I have cursed my kids out when they was 12. 12. Because at the end of the day, I told my kids, listen, I love you. The world don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
I love you. Nobody else, as far as I'm concerned, nobody else cares about you. So Kirk Franklin owes no one an apology, regardless of his status as clergy. This is a father and a son, a grown man, 33-year-old man. And they are having an argument, a disagreement. Listen, they could have been arguing about syrup.
It don't matter.
They could have been arguing about Aunt Jemima or Hungry Jack. At the end of the day, his son violated. And people are holding Kirk Franklin. Listen, he's a man, he's a father. Before he's a minister. Hold on, Doc. Before he's a pastor, before he is a minister, before he is a man of God, he is a father. And I don't know the logistics behind him and his sons. I don't know if his son, is eating off of his name. Probably is. right? But listen, if I what was his name? Not Eddie Long, but Creflo Dollar. Some years ago, there was a situation where Creflo Dollar had to check his daughter.
Yep.
And the daughter called the police on him.
Got him arrested
Because she was getting out of order. Listen, I whooped my 16-year-old daughter because she was driving somebody else's car without a driver's license. Listen, I'm going to be clear. She told me, she was like, Daddy, I was going to run away from home. I guess she was going to be homeless. Because I got that belt and I took it to her. When do we have to explain to the world why the actions that we take as parents, as long as we are not abusing our children? And this, you can't abuse a grown. As far as I'm concerned, he's 33 years old. You can't abuse him. Listen, he could have MMA put him to sleep in a rear naked chokehold. Hold
on, nigga, because you are sitting there going on your soapbox. But I'm saying what I want to do is address the church. And the reason I feel like I can address the church is because I was raised in one. You dig what I'm saying? Now, first and foremost, if y'all don't stop playing, like half of y'all niggas in the church ain't got dark ass secrets, darkening curses, darkening using the words ass, darkening. Come on, man. Don't play with me. And y'all talking about this man that's chastising another grown man, not even a child. But the truth is this: everybody in this church house and that's demanding this man to apologize, which I'm so mad that he even did.
Yeah, me too.
But everybody that's demanding him to do that for his name's sake and his brand, I get it. But the people who are demanding him inside of that church house and all that other shit, listen, y'all are so messed up, because the truth is he's already having to deal with being conflicted with himself, because before y'all even address the situation, his heart is broken. This man's seed is breaking his heart. Y'all don't understand that this man's child, the one he gave life to, is going against him in such a way that can stop him from eating permanently.
He snitched on his father.
We talking about a man being heartbroken. Do you know what? Nobody can really understand what that's like for your firstborn, man. He
snitched on what? Let's get deep, right? Because if he snitched on Kirk doing some shit that Kirk didn't have no business doing, then how do Kirk really feel on the inside? So what do we know? Like, what was the snitching?
The snitch was
he knew what it would do to his brand. That's what it was. He
knew what it would do to his brand.
Right.
He released the audio.
And only a bit and piece of it. It wasn't the whole audio.
We had an episode on snitching already. We so did he just bring the family problems public?
That's a snitch.
Like, what did he do?
That's all Swiss, he put the curses out.
What?
Kirk Franklin, he put the curses out. That's all he did. Kirk Franklin probably used a few choice words with him before, and that's what it was. Think about it. If he sat here and did this, right, and decided to air this out, that means Kirk cursed at him before, and he was like, oh, you the holy roly man. I'm going to air you out online. So that's what his thought process was.
The man moved like a straight snitch, bro. He had the wire on him. And then he released it.
I hear you, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, maybe I'm just being anal about the word snitch, because maybe it wasn't snitching if the man ain't did shit wrong. If all we talking about is him chastising or cursing at him, then that's not really snitching. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not talking about.
He's not doing anything wrong. He's just
so let me ask you this:
we're talking about the son.
How would you have handled it afterwards, though? KB, we got some comments coming in, right?
Let us hear the cursing.
No,
right.
To be honest, I heard what you said. How I would handle. To be honest with you, church people don't have a heaven or hell to put me in, so I would never have addressed them. Like, I said what I said. I know you be saying what you said too. Like, soon as you be in the church parking lot cursing out because the person ain't make that left when they could have. Like,
right. You probably cursing somebody out on the line going down to give the offering because they stepped on your toe. Like, come on, like
And the pastor asking for another offering. You like, this motherfucker stay acting. Come on now.
Right in the church.
Man.
Right.
You feel me?
Yo, listen, everybody who's judging this man, I hope you keep judging him. Like, I hope you continue to judge this man, because I know everything that's in that good book has come back to be true in my life. So you can't keep judging, and you shall be judged accordingly.
I just listen. So what happens at this point, right? He's apologized. But
Kirk Franklin said, I will break your neck, nigga. I have heard worse on the worst.
When he said that he had bass in his voice, I was scared.
Yeah.
No, I know he's 4'11".
Listen,
when he said that part right there, I believed him.
Aspire Big said, I've heard worse on a good day. That's exactly right.
Facts.
Listen, we talk about the cancel culture. The internet has stopped us from being able to be real inside our homes, because everybody's always ready to record.
Right.
Man, that junk is ridiculous.
Listen, I'll tell one of my kids in a heartbeat. Listen, get your phone out because you ready to get your ass whooped. Listen, I got a 27-year-old sergeant in the Marine Corps, and let's be clear. He is a martial arts instructor. He is a trained killer. If it comes to it, listen, I'm putting the hands to him, and he already know. Listen, my son called himself trying to sell drugs when he was in high school, right? Trying to sell pills. When the truth came out, listen, I got the boxing gloves, and I went to work. And my ex-wife at the time was like, please, I said, listen, if you keep talking, you're going to get some of what he getting. Because this is between me and my son right now. This is between me and my son. She said, well, just don't hit him in the face. No, sir. Because sometimes between a father and a son, you gotta let your son know, listen, I'm still a grown man.
Right.
Listen, 6 months before I was getting ready to get
the episode. Hold on, don't forget this, because I will forget. Can we just have an episode in the future about how women gotta let a little bit of the control go because they want things to go all the way, and then but they don't want to give up a little bit of that control? Because if if in that instance right there, she want her son to be right, but she don't want her son to get right. Women, can we not? My fault. Keep going.
We'll go with that. Listen, Kirk Franklin's situation, I don't like the way it went down. Again, like I said, I didn't listen to the audio because at the end of the day, he's a father dealing with another grown man.
That's what Ricky Smiley said, man. He was like, man, you 33 years old, man. You a man that just so happened to be my son.
Right.
How I deal with you at that point is how I deal with you.
Listen.
In my research, I came across Brian McKnight's situation for some years back, and how he had his sons that he had got remarried and all this stuff, and they was just completely disrespecting his new situation or whatever, and they was acting out. Grown men now, 27, 22 years old, grown ass men. He was like, listen, I'm gonna get y'all a place. Y'all gonna go live for 2 years rent free. And in these 2 years, y'all need to do something with yourselves, because after these 2 years, it's done. I'm through. They broke into his house, vandalized his stuff. He's like, listen, 2 years. His new wife even tried to get him jobs, making $18 an hour, Like, and now they calling him a deadbeat because he cut him off. How the hell is he a deadbeat and you 27 years old? Man, I'll open hand slap your ass.
Yo, there's nothing more disrespectful.
Slap him.
There's nothing more disrespectful than an open hand slap to your son. Because sometimes you got to disrespect him.
No, you a bitch.
Listen. Let me tell y'all something. And like, I'm only talking from my son's only 3 years old, but every last one of y'all know how I'm built. It's gonna come a day when Joe's gonna test that, because he's built like me, right? He's built from me. Even now, I can see his attitude. I see all that. So I know it's gonna come a day when he really is going to test. He's going to test and see first of all where he's at, where's his strength at. But then I'm gonna have to show him where his strength is not at. You dig what I'm saying?
First of all, you should just go wake him up right now and just curse him out. Listen, go grab him by his little onesie, his footy pajamas. Put your face real close in his face and be like, "Listen, one day,
this ain't what you want."
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to let you know this is not what you need in your life.
So look, I mean, I think at this point, it's crazy, right? And I don't love what happens on the internet because I don't follow a lot of it. I don't follow celebrities. You know what goes on in their life. You know, Kirk Franklin. Listen, my prayers go out to you, my brother.
Yes. Sure.
That you and your son finally, or at some point, find some healing. I know they were in therapy because, you know, Kirk is talking about they've been in therapy for years. So I hope y'all find that healing place, right? Because that's important.
The thing is, before the other part of the audio is the fact that he called the therapist on three-way while the other part of that same audio, he called the therapist trying to rectify what was going on. And he only released that.
Hello, KB. Listen, for the audience that cannot see us, you have to hear this. Yo, Mo from Inspire Big, and my homegirl and my business partner says, "Nah, y'all pray for my future son because the way my hand system is set up, he better hope his daddy get him before me. I do not feel sorry for him. He better come get his son."
Yo, she said the way my hand system is set up.
Listen, she is not playing. Yo, I pray for her womb already. I pray for the son that's gonna get implanted into that womb because he's in for it.
Listen, when my son was born, I told the doctor, I'm gonna be the first one to smack his ass. Nobody smacks my son first. I'm the first one smacking him.
Yo, but you know what? Like I said before, guys, the thing that hurts the most, though, is the fact that he had to do something he truly didn't want to do from the get-go, which was curse his son out. Like, to have to be in that space with the child that, like, there's no question he loves him, because if he didn't love him, he wouldn't, first of all, be cursing him out. He wouldn't even qualify him as an individual. He wouldn't pay attention to him. But that's his son. He loves him. And he had to actually have this conversation in a way where he didn't want to. And then after that, he then had to expose to the world in such a way that it's like, yo, can he ever repair that with his son now? Like, can you ever come back from that? You dig what I'm saying?
It's tough because we all before we communicate with someone and, you know, go into an intimate place, we want to make sure that place that we're going with them, one, is a safe place.
Right.
So you took away that safe. I could never trust you again that anything that's said between us is going to remain between us. Like, right. So that's going to take some major healing, bro. I mean, some real major healing, talking to people and talking it through. Of course, there's a way out of it, anything if you want it. And I believe Kirk wanted it, but I'm not too sure about their son. And I mean, even Kirk's or his mother, the son's mother, came out in defense of Kirk. Like, hey, man, we've been trying with this dude, man. Like, he's just out here.
And let me just say this, because, you know, everybody is coming to Kirk's defense. His son needs a different type of healing.
Yeah.
Right. He needs a different type of therapy. He needs some
Tyson.
No. And this is why I take all the comedy away from it and get real about it. He needs a different type of therapy because and again, y'all know I always say this, there is no more important role in this world and no more dangerous job in this world than being a Black father. Right. But there is also no more important thing in this world than being a Black son or a Black daughter. Right. So his son, now it's time for the community to rally around his son in a different way. Right. To embrace this man, to give him the support that he needs to recognize that relationship between the father and the son, no matter how strained it might be, right? We owe that young man, and I don't know what his name is. I'm gonna call him young Kirk Franklin or young Franklin. But we owe him support so that he understands what his role has to be as a black son. Right? Because the Bible says, honor thy mother, honor thy father. Now, there's some times when I don't agree with that, when a parent doesn't honor the child. I don't know their situation, but I'm going to assume and go out on a limb and say, hey, Kirk Franklin has been a good father, right? He's been trying with him. So, as a community, as a black community, as black men, we owe some uplifting to that young man.
Hold on, Troy, because that point right there you make, I want to even address that because that's the problem with us as a society. The reason why this is even news is because we put people on pedestals, right? The fact that this is even news is because we've put Kirk Franklin on some pedestal. The truth of the matter is Kirk put his pants on like we put our pants on. Kirk bleed the same way we bleed.
His pants just cost more than mine.
Yeah, and they're a little tighter. Shout out to you, Kirk. But seriously, the truth is, only thing different is Kirk has made a few hit songs in the gospel community, but he's still a man first and foremost, right? Like we said earlier. Before he's a musician, before he's anything, he's a man. He's an individual,
a black father.
Now, even before being a father, he's a man. Now, this man has flaws like everybody else.
I just started a whip.
Who's in the car?
That's crazy.
That is insane. Who is outside? Troy, you're outside.
I'm outside.
Okay. I was like, yo, nobody is driving the car right now. Where is the car coming from? Okay, anyway, back to the conversation. But what was I saying now? Damn.
He's a man. Yes.
Yo, before anything, he's a man, G. And we gotta stop acting like, yo, we can't be flawed. And the things that Miles Monroe said, which is so important, and I see why now, is that you can't have two lives. You can't have a private life. There's no such thing as a private life. Because if you have integrity, you don't have a private life. So whatever you're doing in the dark, granted, we ain't talking about nothing stupid, like, you know what I'm saying? We keep it in regular here. We ain't talking about sex, nothing. If you ain't doing nothing that's wrong, so what you doing in the dark? The truth of the matter is, I'm gonna curse you out. I'm gonna curse you out in the dark. I'm gonna curse you out in the light. I'm gonna curse you out on the basketball court, and I might curse you out in front of the church if you get me mad enough. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just a man, and so is Kirk Franklin. So the fact of the matter, we gotta stop putting all the men, period, above the fact that it did just men. Yeah. And that's all it was.
So enough about Kirk Franklin.
Hold on, wait, before we run off, your Swiss, you got anything to end off with? You've been kind of quiet up there.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He said,
nothing good. Okay. He don't want to get put in the back tonight.
No, I said y'all did good. I said y'all. Oh, said, y'all did good. Y'all covered that. We good.
Look, so Friday I got my COVID vaccine, me and my wife. And, this is something that's kind of important to me because, this is something I follow very closely within our community because, man, Stephen A. Smith, what happened to Doc?
He probably just went off.
Stephen A. Smith, recently, went on and he asked LeBron to, kind of get online and support the, COVID vaccine. He said LeBron kind of has an obligation to convince people in words to, go out and get the vaccine. I got it. My wife got it. My wife has a autoimmune deficiency. So it was important for both of us to get it, kind of to support our health and really just so that we can kind of hopefully go back at some point to doing the things that we like to do, travel, be out. But I know our community, we have some hesitancy about going out and getting the COVID vaccine. So, I just want to talk about that a little bit because I know we talked about this kind of behind the scenes. And listen, my view is I think everybody needs to go out and get it. To me, it's no different than getting the flu vaccine. We get our kids inoculated for, chicken pox, mumps, measles, rubella. People are talking about, oh, well, there's not enough information, not enough studies. But the reality is, if you do your research, you really don't get that information until 5 years from now. So are you really going to wait 5 years and continue
You're damn right.
to bubble?
You're damn right. You're damn right. I'm waiting 5 years. God damn it.
I mean,
Go ahead, Doc.
I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting to say this. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait until the rest of y'all mofos get that thing. You dig what I'm saying? And in all seriousness, my thing is this. I'm not with it, man. I'm not with just taking something because y'all just created it because of something that just popped out of nowhere. Time will tell everything. You dig what I'm saying? Like, time don't lie. So I'm gonna give it more time. I'm not like nobody in my house, thank God, has any kind of prior ailments that would put us in jeopardy of contracting this and also being it making it deadly to us. So in my household, my thing is I'm not with it because there's nothing proven behind it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and what's different now that anything is coming before? Like you said before, the measles, the mumps, and all of the things that came and went. COVID's gonna come and go. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and what, we taking a COVID shot every year now? Nah.
We take the flu shot every year.
No, I don't.
I do.
Well, good luck.
Right. But I've got a pacemaker defibrillator, right? So I've got some heart issues, right? So I take it every year.
But every year you take the same flu shot. So this is my thing. I try to understand, how do we put some in our body? Like right now, somebody I know right now is literally sick as I don't know what because she took the shot, and it's been like 2 weeks and she's still sick.
I mean,
small number though.
Here's my take on it. So for real, I think our community is very hesitant, and we have the right to be so. Within our community, we always given the last of everything, and then we're the first to be given anything that's experimental. So if ever I had to go get this vaccine, I promise you I'm flying out to Beverly Hills, California to get it, because I know what y'all pumping up out over there is gonna be better than what y'all pumping out in the hood. It's just proven. We got Tuskegee experiments to prove it. Like what y'all send out, the produce that y'all send out to us in our communities is C-rated, D-rated compared to what goes out into the other communities. So we have every right to be hesitant about it.
So KB, let me ask you this. So the vaccine that, one of my white Republican friends took is different from the vaccine that you're going to take?
You put it past them?
Yes, I put it past them. That's just me, though. I put it past them. But I also went down. Them,
bro. They will send, bro. This is the same same government that bombed our community and said that, hey, it is what it is. Like, when it comes to us, we honestly we're never given the very best. And even when it came to our farmers back in the days, like they will sell the white croppers the very best and then give us some old things that they know is going to die. It's time and time, history, time and time again shows that we always get the shorter end of the stick. So at this point, I'm like, if it's an option, I'm not doing it. I prefer to wait. And remember, I'm a COVID-19 survivor. So I had COVID. And thank God my experience wasn't like some of these others. I'm just not doing it, bro. I can't bring myself to do it. Not right now. I need to see that 5-year study, bro.
Swizzle, what you got?
There are millions of people who didn't survive.
You're right.
There are millions of people who weren't as lucky as you.
I know.
But hold on. Swizz, what you got? You sitting up there in deep thought.
This whole thing, though, this whole virus, this whole pandemic, everything, for me feels like something that if you just took a step back and like looked at it as if you weren't affected by it or like it wasn't involving you, it seems like it makes a little bit more sense and it's easier to accept, because what I've done from early in the pandemic is just went against the fear, right? Because above all diseases and everything else, they pump fear into the world. And how do you change that when fear is an emotional, a mental, it affects everything, right? How do you change that? Because it ain't just a mask now. How do you bring the world back to normal, right? You say there's a vaccine, right? Whether there is or not, I'm not like, and when I quote and all that, like I don't want to diminish the intensity of the people that lost their lives, or by any means like minimize anything of the intensity. But I'm quoting because I just don't really buy into it, because we know there's science, right? And we know in science you have the ingredient, the active ingredient, then you have a placebo, right? All of these things are facts. So who's to say we're not pumping the world with a bunch of placebos so that they don't feel afraid anymore, so that we can bring the world back to normal? Or maybe we know who needs the medicine and who really doesn't. So we pump the medicine that really, for the ones that need it. For the ones that don't, we pump the placebo so that we can bring the world back. Now I've put another possible concept out there that could be right or wrong, when at the end of the day, it's all a bunch of shit that nobody has the actual facts to. So at the end of that day, it's like whether you choose to be afraid or not, whether you choose to oblige to their rules. And then when they say it's okay to be afraid, how long do you choose to take to be okay to go back to normal? Did you choose their way to go back to normal, or did you choose your way? For me, so anybody that chooses to get it, I'm here for you. Like, go for it. I done seen some people swole up like Hitch. I'm not with that shit. I done heard some other things. Some people had no reactions. Some people didn't die from COVID. Some people did. It's a whole lot of shit. Me personally, I'm not with that shit, because I don't trust this government, and I don't. If I'm putting high quality things that I'm scrutinizing that I can control in my body, like, then I want to be able to scrutinize a little bit more. What you think? I'm good on the shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't infected with the fear anyway. So you're not about to inject passivity back into me. Like, you're not about to make me calm again. Like, I wasn't afraid. So I'm not fucking with the shit. No way. My job was like, it made me mandatory. I'm like, fuck this job anyway. I get on the side that's more than this job anyway.
Yo,
so it's mandatory for you. Not me.
I'm glad you said that. My wife, and that's the same thing. The school. I want to be clear. My wife worked for the school department, and the day and hour that they tell the teachers,
I do too.
I'm being clear. The day and hour they tell the teachers that they got to be vaccinated, that's the last day she works. Period. Point blank. She's not putting nothing in her body.
Listen, Doc, I respect everybody's point of view on this. I'm just going to say there are 542,000 people. 542,000 people who are not with us today in the U.S., and I'm just talking about the U.S. alone, who are not with us today to witness this conversation, right? There are 29 million people in the U.S., 29 million plus, who got COVID, right? So I respect you, brothers, right? I love y'all, but I guess, and I can't speak for, everybody on the panel, but there are also a lot of people out here putting McDonald's in their body on a daily basis, Wendy's, Burger King, right? And smoking crack, smoking weed, drinking, right? As KB likes to call it, they drinking a black man's coffee, drinking Hennessy on a regular basis, right? Brown liquor. We know what brown liquor does to the body, right? we know what fast food does to the body. We know what sipping dirty Sprite does to the body. But they out here putting all these other things in their body, and they say, "Oh, I draw the line at the vaccine."
Because they
right?
Do their body, like you just said.
Because
we know
that's
what
what I'm
I know
saying.
if I smoke weed, I know how long I'm gonna need to smoke
Right.
before
I know what
my
I'm
body
putting in
gets
my
fucked up. I
body.
can't smoke one
Exactly.
blunt and my lungs just go black. Niggas don't know. You got 2 shots. Like niggas don't know what, because you don't know. You know what I mean?
And I
I'm
don't
not
know what
here
that
to
fluid is.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
keep it
see
a
who
buck.
made the
neglect
fluid.
what you're saying, Troy. I'm here to kind of just say why. A lot of people, and I don't know why I feel it, because you don't know. You don't know. You get that crack high one time, what they say. Everybody know you ain't even got to be no crackhead to know. You get that first high, you want it all the time. Nigga just took one time. We don't know what this is going to do. We don't know.
I guess I just look at it a little bit differently. Because
I think
I'm a world. Hold on.
Go
ahead.
Don't even mean to cut you off, but I think life experiences play a big role in this as well. In your household, that COVID-19 could be very, very crucial. You understand?
It could be a killer, a murderer in my house.
It can be. And, not to say that we're super invincible, but to be honest with you, the way that I feel about it is I went through it. To be honest, I was down for one day. I had the chills and I was in bed. It was like a flu, and not a mild flu at that. I had a headache. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I went to go take a dump, and I'm sitting on the toilet, and I was like, "Dang, I can't smell nothing."
Interesting.
That's when it was confirmed I had COVID-19.
Doc, read that comment right there.
You see that, right? That's interesting.
Doc, we're not hearing you.
We can't hear. Can you hear that?
So let me read it real quick. So shout out to Latoya Nicole. She said, "I work in the healthcare field. I have for a very long time."
She just got the book too. She
said it's different.
Y'all go get that book.
Especially if we're talking about insurance. The person with private insurance is not going to get the same meds as the Medicaid, Medicare patient. So Latoya, thanks for that comment. Let me just say this. So my wife works in the healthcare industry. She works for a Fortune 5 company who does healthcare IT, right? So I see this from a completely different perspective. At the end of the day, the government is paying for the vaccine. If you happen to have private insurance, that's something completely different. But you can still go get the vaccine regardless of whether you have insurance or not. The same vial of whether it is the Moderna, whether it's Pfizer, whether it's Johnson & Johnson. And this is where I want people to stop being ignorant. And Latoya, I'm not taking anything away from what you do for a living. The same vial of vaccine, whether it's Moderna, whether it's Pfizer, whether it's Johnson & Johnson, whether it's AstraZeneca, once that vial defrosts, do your research, people. When they pre-fill those needles to give you the vaccine, hopefully no one is saying, right, because healthcare professionals, right, they take the Hippocratic oath. Healthcare professionals take a Hippocratic oath.
We can't listen, Troy, and I already know.
Okay,
you got a lot of hope. You got a lot of faith.
Listen, bro.
Go ahead.
Listen, Obama wrote the book, The Audacity of Hope. Yeah, brother, I have hope about everything. I'm a glass half full person. So I have hope about everything.
Me too.
But when it comes to our community, listen, white people are getting the vaccine at a disproportionately higher rate than we are getting it. So it doesn't matter whether you go to your local Kroger or CVS or Walgreens or Walmart or wherever you're going to get the vaccine, everybody's getting the same vaccine. Nobody's getting a placebo. Because at the end of the day,
I disagree.
Okay.
And I'm not.
But you don't know that. Like Troy, you talking like you actually make this shit, my nigga. Like
I don't make it, but guess what?
You don't know that.
But guess what? When I go to eat at McDonald's, I don't know that the white lady fixing my burger didn't spit on that motherfucker either.
True,
but I still ate it.
You're right.
But
I don't know that she did. I don't know that she did touch a funky ass
or
coochie.
intravenous.
Listen,
We're talking about a burger.
Hold on.
We put something in our bloodstream. Like,
listen though, my whole thing behind it is
at the end of the day, it's still all the same, right? Because you make
listen,
your own decision whether you want to go take that chance and get that vagina fucking chicken sandwich, or you want to get the fucking hit shot. It's a choice. You get it.
Listen though,
we did it. Well,
and listen,
you're not tripping anything.
Listen, here's the whole thing, real quick, and I'm gonna say this real quick. There's a lot of dudes out here going out here and hitting coochie they ain't never met before raw, and then they be like, I ain't gonna go get the vaccine. Nigga, you just slid up in some raw coochie you didn't know.
I've done it plenty of times. I rolled the dice plenty of times that way. But what I'm telling you is this: I know what I was. Listen. Call me what you will, but I've jumped in there with no hat on before. Thank God for covering. Right, but my thing is this: I'm not just gonna put something in my body that just now came out all of a sudden because of all this pandemic that hit. I'll wait. I'm not saying I would never do it. But I'm also going to wait some time to see what the results is. You're going to be the person I actually pay attention to now. All right, let me make sure this nigga Troy hand ain't falling off. Let me make sure it ain't happening to nigga Troy. And then I'll think about putting it in me. I'm going to keep it a stack.
I'm going to say this, though. And this is, I'm not saying what I'm saying baseless. We have study after study after study that have shown what's being pumped in the other community is a whole lot different than what's being pumped in our community, which was supposed to be the exact same thing. I'm not saying this all haphazardly. We know that we get the short end of the stick. We know this.
So go to the white community. So listen, I went to Republican town.
Lisa says, "Shut up and let KB speak."
I love you, Lisa. No, I'm just saying.
I'll get some different work when I come upstairs after this show. Don't worry about
it. But my whole thing is like we've seen this before. So I'm not saying if you feel convicted to go and get this shot, please, by all means, go and get it. I'm gonna be studying you. Make sure you ain't growing a third arm or nothing like that.
With you.
As for me, I'm saying that I'm just gonna hold off for a little bit because I honestly just do not trust. And I'm not saying this is for the healthcare workers because the healthcare workers is not, when they get that syringe and they open that thing and they put it in that syringe and they injecting you, they're in good faith. They believe that what's in that needle is the actual vaccine. But where it's coming from, man, these people been doing the most dirtiest thing, man. We got to follow the money because at the end of the day, I promise you, this is all about money. You guys been trying to find a cure for flu forever. And y'all could find a cure for or a vaccine for COVID-19 in a year.
It's not a cure.
That's why.
Not even a year. It's been less than a year.
That's why I said vaccine. I definitely correct myself.
And look, so Lisa had a great question. How much time do we need? Excellent question, Lisa.
It is.
And I'm gonna give you the answer to that.
We don't know.
When we find out. Like I'm gonna keep it a stat.
Right, can I say that?
Go ahead, what's up?
So we still do live in the country, right, where they throw on those commercials where it was like, did you use Johnson & Johnson's talcum powder between 2004 and 2010? Are you having trouble breathing now? Did you have a baby with one eye? You could be entitled to some money. Were you near 9/11? Are you having trouble breathing?
Did you inhale some debris?
Some money. Did you take the COVID vaccine in 2020 and 21? It's now 2030. Is your arm jumping? I exaggerate. I'm a clown, but like we're not gonna let all of that shit just keep going. I'm not gonna let the shit. My hair I can go as far back as it want, but none of that shit going nah. Fuck that.
Fuck that. I'm with you, Swizzle. Okay? Swizzle on a heavy.
I love everybody the same who decides whatever they gonna do, but me, no.
Listen, shout out to all the women who was using Johnson and Johnson's baby powder on their funky ass coochie.
And they on in the cleavage, because I like that. I used to love the way it smelled. I used to love that. Like when I was on my young gun days, I used to sniff the titties. She got that Johnson powder on.
Yo, I used to date a girl. who used to use baby powder in her nether regions, and used to get up and leave dust marks on my couch.
Look like she got that dusty cooch.
I ain't gonna say her name though, but she did. She used to leave. Listen, she'd fart. She'd fart and be like white powder.
Yo, listen, and that right there, that's the one. I knew we was gonna get at least one tonight. We was gonna get at least one when he had to get off of the stage. At least one.
Listen,
he's still backstage blowing the pussy smoke.
Listen, I used to go down on that chick and come up, look like I had sniffed a whole cake of cocaine.
Get his ass out of here.
Yo, listen. I'm sorry. We're trying to get up out of here. We are trying to get up out of here in the correct way. Well, listen, fellas, and everybody who's checking out with us, man. Listen, we are appreciating you. Swiss, don't die over there. Please don't die. Put your hands up. Yeah, you know what? That face is gonna get you put off too. We don't want nobody dying on our platform and actually having the visual to see it. We got to make sure he's alive before we bring him back on the stage.
Yo, Doc, before we get out of here, we want to give our imperfect father tips too, man.
Yes, that's what I was about to get to. So listen, guys, at the end of every podcast, man, we come down to give us the moment of value, right? We've given a whole lot of value in our opinions throughout this podcast, but we like to leave you guys with something concrete we can move throughout the weeks with, man. So we all have designated topics that we bring out tips to. So we're gonna start off with my man Swizzle. Swizzle, what kind of tip you got for the people this week, brother? Oh, I'm sorry. You know, Swizzle's almost dead. You want to come back to you?
Listen, I'm ready, ever so ready. I think the Bible said be. You see, I got Chris Rock hands. The Bible said be ready, ever so ready. Seriously, from a single father standpoint, because that's this guy, that's this square here. Single father, not married, bunch of kids. Yo, if you're in the same predicament as me, realize those are your kids, bro. You know what I mean? Aside from you have kids with a person, you have kids. So think about some things aside from the unit type of thinking and take pride in it too. Don't be afraid. And I'm just speaking from my standpoint. I was once there and I'm not, thanks to these guys. That's what I got.
Love.
Yo, KB, what you got, man?
I'm a still adage from y'all, so I'm coming with the standpoint of making sure that you're taking care of yourself physically as a father. So, you know, it doesn't matter where you are right now. You could do something. You know, I know we all aspire to have better health because health is definitely wealth. So I'm stealing from my brothers. When I say start now, walk a block. You know what I'm saying? Walk a block for a week. Get that done. You know, next week, your goal is to walk the block twice. And then you just build. You know what I'm saying? So you taking these little crumbs, and all these little crumbs going to equal up to that cake. So my advice to you is start now.
Yo, real talk, man. Swiss, listen, we appreciate you giving your tip to all the single black fathers out there. KB, we appreciate it talking about, health equals wealth in terms of taking care of your body. So for me, you guys know I'm big on the self-care as a black father. So I'm going to tell all my black fathers out there, listen, we got a lot on our shoulders. And I say it all the time. No more important job in this world than being a black father. No more dangerous job in this world than there is being a black father. But it's also important to take time for your own self-care. So my tip to all my fathers out there this week is pick up a hobby, right? It doesn't have to be anything expensive, right? You might want to pick up golf. You might want to pick up tennis. For me, everybody knows I love smoking cigars. That is my self-care because it's my opportunity to just relax. So find something that helps you to relax. And your self-care should be away from the home. It should be away from the family. It should be away from the wife and the kids. Pick up a hobby and just relax. Enjoy doing it outside of what you do as a father. Doc, what you got for the people?
Man, listen, this has been a phenomenal episode, man. And I love how we do this now. I love how we just come back and bring the tips into end the episode because it leaves us with a different tone, right? It leaves us with a great sense of value that we're bringing to the people. So my contribute to the imperfect fathers out there is the confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. Understand that your confidence is really just a revelation of you, who you are. That's it. Like your confidence is all it is a revelation of your value. So once you have that revelation, right? Once you realize like, oh yeah, I am worth this, it should automatically make your back stand straight. It should automatically pick your eyes up from the floor to the sky. You should automatically just think of yourself in a higher value. Never let no one else around you make you think less of yourself. Because if you just show up, if you just show up with the mentality, right, and the mindset of a winner, you've already won.
Facts.
You've already won. Listen, man, I've walked into many places that I probably shouldn't have been, but my confidence. I'm not even sure what the hell that was, but I don't know.
Guilty face on right now.
Yeah, that's look you have in church when your phone go off. Yeah. Anyway, man, listen, be confident in yourself, man, because at the end of the day, all you got to do is realize that you're here for a reason, and that's enough. Every imperfect father out there, we want you to know one thing: to the world, you're just a dad, but to your family, you are the world. You know our vibes, you know our energy. But until the next time we see y'all, be good to yourself and the ones around you. But if you can't be good to the ones around you, just get those folk from around you. This is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, and this has been the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Peace out.
Love.
Peace. One love, y'all.